What up, YouTube? Welcome back once again to my channel, and welcome once again to the part 2 of the warrior walkthrough for Devilution X. This is a Diablo 1 port. I did state it in the first part, so if you guys want to go watch it, you can watch that first so that you can receive the full tips of what we're about to do today. And we're going to follow up with level 4s, 5, and 6. And I'm going to be explaining the quests, how to complete them, as well as if I have any tips to give you throughout the levels, I will share those with you as well. And I'm going to be posting the level stat distribution for the warrior, like I did in the first part. And also, if I'm battling something like monsters and stuff like that, then I'm going to speed things up until I get to the destination. And then once I get to the destination or a quest or I need to explain something, then I will actually put the video on normal speed. Now, without further ado, let's do this. So we are in level 4 right now, and we are going to look currently for the quest of Ogden Sign. Right here we have the Book of the Great Conflict, so if you guys want to click at it, you can read. So if you're into the Diablo lore, it'll explain what happens during the fall of the 3 primevals and stuff like that.
Take heed.
Now over here, there's a goat that will not attack you. This is Gharbad the Weak, and this is yet another quest that comes in level 4. Besides the quest of Ogden Sign. And in this quest, you're going to have to talk to the goat throughout different occasions throughout the level in order to unlock different conversations. And at the end of the conversation, you'll see what happens. So I'm going to talk to him the first time. He says not to hurt him, that he has a price for you. And if you want, you can go ahead and go to town so that you can sell your stuff, or if you have any stuff in the inventory, you can sell stuff, and also that might unlock the secondary set of conversations that you have with Gharbad the Mad, or Gharbad the Weak, I'm sorry. So let's go to town. And I'm just gonna sell the stuff. I might skip this through and continue on to the second conversation.
Have a story you might.
You also will get another quest from Griswald if you made it this far. And the second quest, the quest that you're gonna get. And the quest that you're gonna get, it is the magic rock. We're not gonna do this yet because it's in the, I believe it's in the following level. But for now, we're going to focus on Ogden Sign and Gharbad the Weak.
Greetings, good man.
All right, so we're back, and let's see if the conversation has changed. The conversation has not changed. So we're going to come back into this room once again, once we kill off a couple of enemies, and then see if his conversation changes. Here you have a scroll called the Scroll of Infravision. If you want to put some magic into the warrior, just to use the Scroll of Infravision, this is a very useful spell in order to look for enemies that are behind walls and out of your line of sight. So it's pretty useful. But for now, what we're gonna keep doing is just maxing out. After we max dexterity and level up, we're gonna do 2 points into strength, which I like to do, and 3 points into vitality until we max it, and then we just focus completely on strength. Again, this is my preference. If you want to do something else after you max dexterity, then you can probably put 15 points into this and then keep going with strength and vitality. We have made it to level up, and like I said, I'm gonna do 2 points into strength and 3 points into vitality. We're coming back over here to Gharbad the Weak to see if his conversation changes. One thing that I forgot to mention, the maps are different, so you might find them way later on in the level, or even close to the exit point towards the new level, and or next to the Ogden Sign quest. Every map is different, so take your time and make sure you talk to him 3 times in order for you to finish the quest. So for now, we're gonna see if he changes his conversation. Okay, so he actually changed the conversation. He made something for you. And what we're going to do, we're going to grab the skull cap and see if it's actually any use to us. It absorbs half trap damage, but in the previous episode, we had the undead crown. So we're wearing that until further on in the game. So now that Gharbad the Weak, I keep confusing him with Tsar the Mad. Gharbad the Weak changed his conversation, so we're going to continue through the level and see if we can get him to actually have a different conversation with us. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to see if the conversation changed. I'm going to click once on him, and then we're going to, at the end of the level, talk to him, and then once we talk to him, we can finish the quest. All right, we see we have a new drop. I'm gonna head to town real quick, sell everything I got, and see if we can actually get that mace and identify it. Always remember to check Griswald every level, as I stated before in the first part of this walkthrough. Griswald will always update the inventory every single level that you level up. So make sure you check that. All right, we're back again at the level, and I got really lucky on Griswald. As I said before, Griswald will update their inventory so that you can actually purchase or look at the weapons that he offers. And for the warrior, I have this Claymore of Might that gives me 7 to strength, but at 50 strength, I'll be able to actually use this bastard sword. I might find something better throughout the levels, but so far this is the best early on weapon that I found. I might even sacrifice a little bit of the life to be able to wear this, but I'm probably just going to keep it consistent and make sure that I level smoothly. That way I don't have any problems in the later levels, but this is a really good sword, and if you find something with like plus 72% damage, plus 150% damage, make sure you either buy it if you have the money or just sell some stuff if you have some stuff to sell. But accumulate your money so that you can check Griswold from time to time so that he can drop items like this by chance, and you can actually purchase them. Now we're gonna take a look at the mace and see what that mace has to offer. It has 1 point into damage, but I believe my sword is a little bit better. I mean, it's a bigger number in the lower end, but lower in the higher end. So I'm just gonna keep it like this, and we're gonna continue. All right, we are approaching the quest for Ogden Sign. I am going to explain a few things about this quest. You can talk to the Fallen. I call them Fallen because they're pretty much the same. You can talk to the Fallen that's over here at the entrance of this level. And he's going to tell you that if you bring him the magic banner, which is Ogden Sign, he will give you a good price. But watch out, because these little guys are very deceitful. Now, I am not going to give him the sign simply because he doesn't give you anything and he still tries to kill you anyways. But if you give it to Ogden, he will give you a very hefty reward, which is Harlequin's Crest. Trust me, it's not like the Shaco in Diablo 2, but it helps for magic users pretty well until you can get something better. So we're gonna kill these overlords over here. And the sign is in a chest inside over here. Here's the sign. And what we're gonna do, instead of talking to that little guy, we're just going to go ahead and draw a town portal and give it to Ogden. And once you give it to Ogden, he'll give you the Harlequin Crest. So you go, identify the item. I mean, it has -3 armor, but the attributes in this are pretty good. -1 damage for all enemies, +2 to all attributes, hit points +7, and mana +7. So if you want to save it for your sorcerer build, or if you want to sell it, you can go ahead and sell it because you're gonna get pretty much the same quest from him, and it is 1,000 gold. So I'm just gonna sell it. Then make sure that I have any town portals left. Okay, I have 2 town portals left. So we're gonna go back into the level. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear this room of monsters right here. And then after that, we can go and check Gharbad the Weak again. What we're gonna do is, once we kill these guys, we can go ahead and go back to Gharbad the Weak and see if he changes the conversation so that he can then be killed and you get the quest reward. So we're gonna try the conversation again and see what happens. And it says it's too good for you, and he's gonna attack you. And all you gotta do is just hit him until he dies. And he drops a club, but I don't know if that club is good enough, but we are going to identify it later. Now, we did get a helm. You could actually save it for your next build, like either if it's good on mana, then you can save it to your sorcerer, or if it's good on dexterity or any other attribute, then you can save it for your rogue in this game. Now, if you don't know where the stash is in this game, I suggest you go to part 1 of this walkthrough, and I explain where the stash is at and what you can do with it and stuff. Now we're gonna go into level 5. and we're gonna finish yet another quest.
Smell of death surrounds me.
Usually, in this area, it's really close, but sometimes it's at the end of the level or at the beginning of the other entrance. So we're just gonna go through the level and see if we can find it later on. You're looking for a rock as a quest item to finish the Griswald quest, which is the magic rock. And here's the room with the magic rock. Wow, that's a lot of enemies. All right, so we leveled up. Here's a divine shrine, which gives you 2 potions of full rejuvenation, which heal mana and life. As I stated before in the first part, you can take a look. You will see why some of these shrines are white and why some of these shrines have been disabled. Now, in this level, again, you can do whatever you want after maxing out dexterity, but I usually like to put 2 points into strength and 3 points into vitality. And now we're gonna try and see if we can get this saber right here, this cape right here, and once we get back from town, we can actually pick the magic rock. Now, I'd identified these items. You can save this cape because it gives you 10 plus extra dexterity for your rogue, as well as this saber, which gives you 8 to magic, which is pretty good for starting sorcerers. So this is pretty good. This Topaz helm has more armor class, has less armor class than this, but the only thing good about this crown is that it's life stealing. So we're gonna go ahead and save this crown, and since I need the resist all, I will actually put it in so that it gives me better resistances against magic, fire, and lightning. And also, I'm gonna save this for my sorcerer. I was gonna actually save this because it's a staff of charge bolt, but I'm just gonna sell it so that I can get some money. All right, so we're back into it. We're going to go get the magic rock, and we're just gonna wait until later on in the level, because later on in the level there is a stairs or a stairway so that you can go up to town. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. And here is the stairway to go to town, so we're going to do that. And we're going to turn in Griswold's quest. Once you're at Griswold, he will drop the Imperium band, and you identify it, and it says indestructible, but as always, when you click on it, it gives you 2 to all attributes, fast hit recovery, 20 to light radius, and absorbs half of the trap damage. So we're gonna wear that for now. And now we're going back into the catacombs area through the way that we actually came from, since we have nothing else to sell. Now we're just going to continue through the level. Again, reminding you to always try to clear all the levels so that you could get most of the level ups possible in the level, within the level, and you have a better build and a better chance to survive in the later levels. Another reminder, don't be as reckless as I am. Again, take the level easy. Stay within the door range so that you don't get enemies from behind and they can overpower you. So that you have a more chance to live. But anyways, let's continue through the level. Right here in this pyramid looking room right here is where another quest is in, and it's a pretty important quest because it gives you an armor called the Arcane's Valor. Now, in order to unlock the doors for Arcane's Valor, you have to read the Book of Blood. So that's what we're gonna do now. Be careful because there are horned demons in here, and once they charge at you like that, they are pretty damaging. We dropped the bow. We're gonna try and get some space in there. And then before I read the book, I'm just gonna go to town real quick so that I can sell the stuff to be ready to give you the strategy for this room in particular. All right, I'm back in this room, and you might want to save it for this one, or even before you enter the room. So what we're gonna do is open the book. We're going to get the first bloodstone, which is right here, and then we're gonna put it in this little pedestal of blood. This is gonna unlock one of the doors, and we are heading down to that door. We grab the second bloodstone from the room, and then now we're just gonna put it in the pedestal. Also, if you happen to drop a Staff of Town portal, it'll save you a lot of town portals if you're having a sorcerer build and you don't have the town portal book yet. This is very useful, so I'm probably gonna end up keeping this one. So now we're just gonna put the pedestal, the bloodstone on the pedestal, and it's gonna unlock the other room, and we're gonna get the next bloodstone and finally unlock the room where the armor of Arcane's Valor is in there. Once in this room, you might want to throw a quick save before you put the last stone in. Once you put the last stone in, it's going to open, the Arcane Valor is going to drop, but there are going to be some horned beasts in there, and if they hit you, they will do some quite enough damage. You can use mana shield just to kind of shield yourself a little more, but since we're not using any mana, it's not going to be very useful. They're just going to critical it and remove almost your entire mana, so it's just up to you if you're building a mana warrior. But Arcane's Valor,
Spirit of Arcane, protect me.
and then we're just gonna finish the level, and before the entrance of the next level, we are going to go identify Arcane's Valor, equip it, and head to the next level. So we just leveled up. I just want to make sure that the studded leather is not better than the hard leather, so let's drop it, equip it. It's 15 armor versus 14 armor, so let's just get the leather for now until we are able to get Arcane Valor equipped. We can equip it right now, but it's not identified yet, so you won't know any of the stats. But here's another shrine. We leveled up. What we're going to do is we're going to do 2 points into strength, 3 points into vitality. And so if I wear this, it's going to be red. So don't wear this yet because the 7 strength that I'm getting is from this claymore right here. But I'm pretty sure we're gonna be able to actually wear it pretty soon. Now, let's click on the shrine, see what it says. It says Crimson and Azure become as the sun. So that Eldritch Shrine converts all your potions into rejuvenation. So now that all the potions are rejuvenation, you can just click the smaller ones so that you can heal. And then what we're gonna do, oh, there's a book right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into town, identify the items. I will show the items, all the items that are identified, and then we're gonna come back and get the book of telekinesis. So town portal. Oh, make sure you save it. And then we are going to town. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to identify all the items that we have. And now we're gonna check that this armor, Arcane's Valor, has 10 to vitality, -3 damage from enemies, and it has the fastest hit recovery. Now, in the previous video, I explained what recoveries stats do in this game and how they don't stack up. So if you want to check more info on that, you might want to go to the previous video titled Part 1 of the walkthrough. And we are going to equip Arcane's Valor. And officially, we have, I believe, enough to... I'm not going to wear this yet, as I said. But we're going to have enough fast hit recovery. -3 damage from enemies. It's going to be a really good weapon. I mean, a really good armor for us to use all the way until close to the hell levels. This skull cap has 17 to resist all. I am not going to use it, although it has some pretty good stats. I mean, I could use it, but that's gonna kind of... It has 69 to 71. Sure, why not? We're gonna wear it for more resist all. Actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm probably just gonna sell it so that we can get some money for the next Griswald items. And check right here. Sell the studded. We could sell this and repair all the stuff that we have, as well as check the premium items. You might want to check other weapons for other classes, because like this, for example, this heavy bow is extremely good. It has 65% more damage, so if you buy this for your rogue, you won't have any problems going through the levels. And again, there's a quilted armor of accuracy. It's again an extremely good dexterity item for your rogue, because she needs a lot of chance to hit and a lot of armor class, because she's a little bit weaker than the other two classes. So whatever choice you want to make, I'm not gonna waste some money because I might check Wirt in a few minutes. So I'm just gonna stash the money.
Good day. How may I serve you?
And I might stash the sword just in case I make the mistake of selling it, because I have made that mistake before. So we're just gonna save these potions, and we're gonna go to Wirt real quick and see what he has in store. And if it's too expensive, then I won't even bother.
Over here.
Yeah, see, that's 10,000 for that sword. I mean, come on. That dude is really scamming us. So we're going to Adria, sell the stuff, and we are going to get back into the levels. All right, we're back into the level. We're going to pick up the Book of Telekinesis that we dropped. Again, your drops are different in your game. but make sure you pick up important things like potions of mana to save for the sorcerer, staffs and stuff like that you might want to save. So we are heading down to the next level. All right, so we're going to the final part of this walkthrough. I did keep the town portal. I kind of regretted it, and I might want to sell it because I don't want to do. I don't want to save too much for the sorcerer, since I want to show you how you guys can actually achieve pretty much the stuff that needs to be achieved with the sorcerer and not die with as less items as possible, except of course the books that we actually saved in the previous part. So we're just gonna slay some monsters, and we'll probably see you at level up. We got another ring. So let's see what's in this. Ah! Ah! I used the town portal. That sucks. Alright, so we're gonna identify the ring. Chance to hit 15 and 40 to light radius. Oh man, what a tough choice. I mean, 2 to all attributes. Chance to hit plus 15 is a lot better than 2 to all attributes. Yeah, we're gonna have way more. We're gonna have way more. Definitely way more light radius than before, and more chance to hit, which is pretty good. So the Empyrean ring can actually go, since we already have an item with fastest hit recovery. I mean, the two all attributes is good, but it's not good enough to keep. Oh, here goes a boss, which is actually pretty good. Drop a maul. I believe mauls in this game are one-handed. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they are, which is a good thing. And these are 6 to 20. I don't think you can wear mauls. There is one maul that is a lightning maul that is one-handed, but I believe, I'm not sure. I don't remember if they are. But if they are, man, this is an excellent weapon. Anyways, let's continue. All right, so we have killed the overlords that were part of that mini boss per se enemy, and we're gonna go back into town. We're gonna show you what we got, and then we are going to skip through and see you on the level once again. All right, so we got Maul of the Vim. Let's see if it's actually one-handed.
I can't use this.
Yep,
yet.
I can't use it yet because it requires 55 strength. My brain went a little bit into a farting mode in there. This is a pretty good sword, but again, we have a stronger sword. And this sort of light radius is just, you know. You could save the Empyrean ring for another character, which is what I'm going to do. Because once you can actually get the ring, by the time you get the ring, you probably get a better ring. So we can actually use this on another character. Anyways, I'm going to sell all this, and then I'm going to go back to the level. All right, we're back into the level and we're going to keep exploring the catacombs. This is to another quest called the Chamber of Bone. The way you start this quest is you are going to have to get a book here or read a book, and it'll give you the quest and unlock the doors to the Chamber of Bone. We're also going to cover that in this walkthrough. So let's find the book. All right, we made it to another level up. Again, we're going to use 2 strength and 3 vitality. Life is fairly important in this game, so as much as you can stack up in the beginning levels, then do so, because in the later levels, you're going to get hit a lot. And believe me, I've been through these levels quite a huge amount of times, and it's a nightmare, and the levels between 12 and 15, or not even, probably 9 to 15. Enemies are just extremely strong. As you can see, dexterity works a lot, and so does fastest hit recovery, because you get hit, but you can recover real quick. So let's try to find the book. We already found the entrance to the other level. Let's find the book. It looks like we must have missed the book. So let's try to check and see if we can find this book.
One eternity later.
Guys, I finally found the mythical book. It happened to have been in this little enclosure right here. So we're going to read it and finally achieve the Chamber of Bones, which opens up after reading it. So we're going to head down to the Chamber of Bone, which will open up the quest so that you can get one of the spells that is pretty good in the game, and I believe it's the only way you can level up this spell. So in this room, there's going to be a lot of horrors, so be prepared for a fight. Make sure you have potions. Make sure you take any means necessary to have some pretty high armor class, like getting the Arcane's Valor, getting a good chance to hit, because these horrors have a pretty hefty amount of health and a pretty hefty amount of damage, as well as horned demons. And what we're gonna do is, oh, this room already open. Wow, that usually doesn't happen that way. But pay attention to the drops, because they drop some pretty good stuff. Again, don't let enemies overpower you like this. If you do have fast hit recovery and good blocking, you can actually get away with a lot of the stuff and damage mitigation, like you're seeing right now. I'm like Ultra Instinct Goku in this, trying to avoid everything and everybody here. And so right now, all that they dropped was a potion of full healing and no other stuff. I mean, it's not really that bad. Studded armor if you need armor, but you probably don't need it, because if you unlocked all the quests like we did in the previous part, then you will have Arcane's Valor at all times. So we just press those knobs to unlock the doors and make sure that you clear everything in this room, because everything in this room has some pretty good stuff. Look, I already found a helm, a short bow, and a warhammer once again. Now, warhammers are two-handed weapons in this game, so keep that in mind if you're going to use them. If not, it's going to be sword and board most of the time. The best way to kill horrors with mage would be fire, because they're immune to magic and lightning. And as you can see, making this build like this will actually help you get a lot of damage mitigation. Forgot to pick up the potion of full healing. That is a lot of skeletons. Alright, we got some drops. There is gonna be, I believe, one more set of drops. But we always want to make it to the end of the level. Yeah, there is gonna be another hallway that's gonna open, and that's gonna have a chest with more items in it. So let's go over there. Right, as you can see now, I'm going to town so that I can, oh, actually I can identify some items over here. Starting with the bastard sword. It's got 14 in magic, but a lot of strength, so that's not gonna be helpful for the all mana sorcerer, so we're probably gonna end up selling that. So we're gonna go to town, sell everything, and then come back once again to the level. All right, we're back again at the level. Everything was useless, so I pretty much sold everything. But if it drops good items for you, like uniques and stuff like that, make sure you identify them. And also, oh, almost ran out of air there. Make sure you identify them, and then if they are better than what you're equipping, then equip them and you will do more damage, and so on and so on. But for now, I don't think these are pretty good, so let's identify the bow. It's a fast attack bow. Fast attack bows are pretty good here because it makes the rogue shoot a lot faster. And I don't think I have anything else to identify here, so we're just gonna wait until probably the next part, or when we have the inventory already full. But this is the full quest. You kill horrors, and then you step into this room. And in this room, you're gonna have these things happen. But if you want, you can go ahead and read the ancient tome, and the ancient tome will actually help you damage some of these. It's not for long, so as you can see, it's like a really whacked out spell in its first level. But as you can see, if you go to your spell book and you go to like spell tome number 3, you will have the guardian spell, and it does 9 to 19 damage. So that is the end of this level. I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough right here. I hope it's actually shorter than than the other walkthrough that I did the previous part. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope you got anything useful out of this guide that I'm making for the warrior to help you survive throughout the levels. Anyways, that's it for today. If you like, make sure you like, hit subscribe, and comment so that I can push more videos like this in the future. Anyways, peace out.